Since starting a booktube channel, I feel like I haven't made many reading videos on this channel, but it's because I don't want to be too repetitive. But I have read 28 books so far this year, and 25 I read in the first 3 months. I'm going to be taking off April from this video. I just want to talk about January, February, and March, but still, 25 books so far in 2025 is not only kind of impressive, not gonna lie, pat myself on the back a little bit, but also a very satisfying number considering the year 2025. So let's make a reading journal spread together in today's video. Now I'm actually gonna be doing something a little bit crazy. Well, I don't know about crazy, a little bit like experimental with my spread today, and that is making a miniature spread or a miniature book inside my journal. I figured it was fitting since I'm doing a reading journal spread to make a book inside of a book, and I'm going to be experimenting with this craft envelope. So basically what I'm doing is replicating this picture that I saw Leela Journals create like over a year ago. She did this spread where she did an entire series of weekly spreads in this booklet that closed with a tie, and I thought it was super cool, very creative, and I wanted to do something very similar, but honestly having to open a spread with a bow every single day is such a hassle and so unnecessary. So I figured that if I did it for a reading journal setup where I only have to open the flap, like if I open the spread I don't have to use it every day, it's much more convenient and still lets you be flexible, still lets you be creative and do cool things in your journal. I mean, pat on the back, but I think it's pretty cool. You'll see when it's done, obviously, but not have to worry about opening the bow every single day. So that's my plan. Basically I took this envelope, this craft envelope, because I wanted to use brown paper, and I unfolded it completely, like all the different flaps, and so I only had like the middle back panel, which is like the big rectangle that I folded in half, and then I also used one of the triangles on the side and cut a little tab off of it that's going to cover over the front of the booklet. That makes no sense right now, but as I start cutting you will see what I'm doing. So that on the side I put away, right? Now I'm cutting in my journal little Dutch doors. This is basically making the illusion of a journal inside a journal. It looks like I pasted in 2 pieces of paper in the middle, but all I really did was cut the tops and bottoms and sides from 2 pieces of paper in my journal to make this almost meta looking miniature journal inside. Then I took the craft paper and cut off half of that back panel to cover the right side of the first spread, this little piece right here, to make the front cover of the quote little booklet. And then I'm going to take my other half, which is the back panel and a little bit of a flap, to cover the left side of the third spread, if that makes sense. That might not make sense at all. I think if you're a visual person, just look at the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm covering up this last spread on the back with the flap piece, and then when it's all done it will fold over the front and create this little booklet that will close with a piece of string. This did take me a while to do, I'm not going to lie, like a little bit of mental math, mental gymnastics, and then also just going back and forth and like seeing what fit, but thankfully we got it all figured out in the end, and now I can work on the scrapbooking part. By the way, I am recording this voiceover. This is the second time doing it because I feel like I talked too fast in the first one, so if you think I'm talking fast in this video, just think it was faster before. Honestly, I'm so bad at talking too fast. I know I need to slow down. I always say to myself whenever I'm filming that I need to slow down how I speak, but honestly my brain just moves too quickly and I'm always just like thinking too fast for my mouth to catch up with. So anyway, if you think that I'm speaking a little slower in this video, it's because I tried my best to really make it a little slower. But anyway, we're moving on to the back panel or the back spread here because I'm going to be doing a scrapbooking bit behind where the booklet is. Leela Journals in the inspiration picture did this exact same thing where she like basically just had a scrapbooking collage spread behind the notebook, the little booklet thing, and I want to do the same thing, so that was very satisfying, very aesthetic. So I took a bunch of fake book pages. Don't worry, these aren't real. I got this packet of like fake dictionaries, fake book pages, music notes, things like that, and it all came in like in a stationery pack, so I didn't like rip this out of old books or anything, and I basically covered the entire back page with this and overlapped them a little bit, and then I'm going to go on top of that with more stickers, ephemera, washi tape, random scraps of paper, a little doily, things like that. I got a butterfly sticker in here to kind of match the tones of the craft paper. Overall I'm leaning towards a very neutral beige brown aesthetic. I wanted to make this a very pretty spread since I was working so hard on it. Like it literally took me like over 3 hours to do this final product, and so I wanted to make sure it was very pretty and honestly fit like an old-fashioned library vibes, because I felt like the idea of a book within a book fit like library vibes, and also it's a reading journal, so you want like book stuff, right? So anyway, I thought this was very like academia, core, you know, try my best to make it really cute, and I like how it turned out a lot. Now, as you all know, whenever I scrapbook, I do it based on vibes. Mostly, it's hard to talk about what I'm doing because honestly, I didn't know at the time. I was just messing around. So while I do all the scrapbooking, I want to talk about the 25 books I read during the first 3 months of the year. Now, again, I have a book channel called Sophie. If you haven't followed it already, go subscribe. It's so much fun over there. We do reading vlogs, wrap-ups, book hauls, things like that. So I don't want to be too repetitive and talk about books that I've already talked about ad nauseum over on that channel, but I will just mention really quick all 25 books in order and what I rated them. And if you read one or if you recognize the name, let me know in the comments below because that'd be really cool. So first, God of Malice, 1 star. It was terrible. Then I did a reread of Fourth Wing, 5 stars. I read The Emperor, 3 stars. Heavenly Bodies was 4 stars. The reread of Iron Flame was 4 stars. Then I read Onyx Storm, which was a very anticipated read, and that was 4.5 stars. The Titan's Curse was 4 stars, another reread, and that finishes January for me. Moving into February, I started out with The Bridge Kingdom at 3 stars. A reread of From Blood and Ash, which was 5 stars. Love Letter to Whiskey was 3 stars. Deep End was 4.5 stars. This was so good. And then I read The Favorites, which was my first non-reread 5-star of the year. It was so good. All Systems Red was 3 stars. The reread of Akotar was 4 stars. Caught Up was 4 stars, and then Icarus was 4.5 to finish out February. Moving into March, I started with my first DNF of the year. Took me 3 months to get there, but I read Kiss of the Basilisk and DNF'd at 45%, but I rated it 1.5 stars. Rock, Paper, Scissors was 4 stars for me. My reread of Ecomath was 4.5 stars. Guild was 3 stars. Flowers in the Attic, I hated. I was forced to read this book. It was 1.5 stars. Terrible, terrible time. But after that, I read Sunrise on the Reaping, which was 5 stars. Such an anticipated read, so good. Clockwork Princess reread was 5 stars for me. The Terms and Conditions was 4, and then finishing out March with Under the Oak Tree at 2 stars. I have since read, actually, I think in the video I had read 3 books, but as of today I've read 4 books since then, but those will all be in my March wrap-up, so you'll see that in my March wrap-up on my other channel, and also if I do another reading journal video in the next quarter of the year, you'll see it in like July. So those are the books that I've read so far this year. A lot of really good ones, to be honest, and some misses. But now let's talk about statistics because I want to look at my Q1 statistics from this year. So once again, 25 books, remember, and I've read a total of 1,603 pages. Now, again, I do realize that this is kind of wild. Honestly, since starting my book channel, I've been reading so much more, like since last May when I started the channel. In general, I think this time last year I was reading about 4 books a month, and now I'm averaging at about 8 books a month. So I am reading so much more and loving it, trust, but I do think it's a little psychotic, so I understand that's a little wild, okay? But dividing 11,603 by 25, each book was an average about 464.12 pages, so I'm honestly reading a lot longer books this year than I usually do, like almost 500 pages. It's kind of a longer book for me, but I've been reading a lot of the chunkier books for sure. My average time to finish a book is around 4 days, which honestly checks out for about 8 books a month. My top moods are emotional, adventurous, dark, tense, and funny, coming in at number 5. I have a majority of average length books, so between 300 and 499 pages takes up 59 or 60% of the books that I read. Then a third, aka 34%, is 500 pages or more, and then 7% is less than 300 pages. So really so far this year, I have not read any short books besides, I think, 2 books were under 300 pages, but still that's not very many at all. I read 100% fiction, or at least I have so far this year, and my top genre is by far romance, followed by fantasy, contemporary young adult, sports, thriller, and then you can see the rest of the list on the picture there. Now this one surprises me. I actually have read 55% books physically this year. Usually I'm a huge Kindle person, I'm always reading digitally, but I'm actually very proud of myself this year that not only I have been collecting books and, you know, actually going and buying books that I really enjoy, especially secondhand. I've been buying a lot of books secondhand and growing my personal library, but also I've been trying my best to read my physical TBR. So honestly, I've been reading a lot more books physically, which is so exciting, and that makes me really happy to see that it's been paying off because 55% have been physical and then only 45% have been on my Kindle. Now my most read author so far in the year is actually Kate Stewart, who I've read 3 of her books so far in April, but again, not talking about April in this video. So besides that, Rebecca Yarros is my number 1. After that, reading again 3 books of hers this year. Then I've read 2 by Lauren Asher, but one of them was in April, and then I've read 2 by Sarah J. Maas so far this year. And my average star rating for the year, at least in the first 3 months, is a 3.69 stars. So definitely some 1, 1.5, 2 star, but the majority of my books have been in the 3 and 4 star ratings, which is so good, I think. Like, I'm not an incredibly harsh rater. In fact, I think I need to give more books 5 stars because I've only read 5 5-star reads so far this year. But that being said, I think that I just read a lot of I know my taste basically, and I read a lot of books I know I'm going to enjoy. So as a whole, a lot of my books fall into the 3-4 star range, which is just not bad at all. Obviously, the higher rating, the better. But for me, like 3 stars is still a good book. Like objectively, it's just not my favorite thing ever. And so if I give something like 3 stars, it's not a bad book at all. And so honestly, only having a couple below 3 stars is pretty good. You know, I gotta have some awful ones in the mix, but overall, pretty good ratings. I hope y'all enjoy statistics because I just talked about them for, I don't know, 5 minutes. I honestly really love having apps like Goodreads and Storygraph. This is not sponsored, but one of my favorite parts of having Storygraph specifically is the in-depth statistics that I get from their app. So again, if you don't have either of those platforms, or I guess if you do, maybe it's a better way to word it, and you want to follow me, I have them both linked down below. I will friend you back. We can be friends over there, talk about books. I don't know, I love the apps a lot. Honestly, Goodreads is always very glitchy, but it always has all the reviews that I'm looking for, and Storygraph has all my statistics. So yeah, good time over there, really enjoying it. So now moving on to the other side of the spread. I'm doing everything backwards in this video. I feel like I did the middle part first, then the right, then the left. As an English speaking person, I always go left to right usually, but I guess in this video I'm doing it backwards. I wanted to do some statistics over here, basically everything I just read out loud to I wanted to put in the spread, but I realized that like drawing pie graphs and stuff would not be very pretty. And again, I made so much effort to make the spread aesthetic. I literally hid away all of the book covers because they weren't very matchy. Like that's why I put them inside of the booklet, because I liked having all the covers printed out, but very colorful, lots of black, lots of pink, lots of blue. It doesn't really match the brown and beige I'm going with here, babe. So I had to put it away and hide it away in the little booklet. So because I did all that work to hide all the covers, I'm like, I don't want to make some ugly ass pie graph on the left here. So instead I just listed all the books that I read literally again, but this time I also added the date that I finished them and the star rating that I gave them. So there is a little bit more detail on this side of the spread because I have a little more data in there than just the names of the books. But overall, I think it's nice to have like a light graph here, all white. The beige, by the way, highlights all of my 5 stars that I've read so far this year. Only 5, and 3 of them have been rereads. So your girl needs to find some new 5 stars, okay? If you have any book recommendations, oh, that's actually a good point. If you have any books that you think that I would enjoy based on my book taste, what I've read so far this year, my genres, things like that, let me know in the comments, whether it's on this video or one on my book channel. I would really love to read more of y'all's favorite books. I did a vlog on my book channel where I read my subscribers' favorite 5 stars from last year. It was a really fun time. And honestly, I'm always looking for a good book rec. So if you have something you want me to read or you just want to like recommend it to someone, give it to me, girl, because I probably will read it, okay? Trust. Finalizing this spread with a couple of alphabet stamps, and now that's basically it. So I'm going to show you this final flip through of the inside booklet. The string was a little messy. It got me a lot of heartache to try to figure out how to make this tie work, but I think overall the spread looks really good. It took me like 3 hours, okay, but I'm very happy with it, and I love doing this like 3D element of string. I think it's super cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed, got some good inspo. Again, follow me on my book channel if you want more book content from me, and subscribe to this one. I post every Saturday. I will see you guys next week with my May bullet journal setup. Until then, have an amazing week, and I will see you next Saturday.